Oh my gosh. In the world of New York sports, I guess positions. The most pressure packed, I should say, would be center field for the Yankees, closer for either one of the teams, Mets or Yankees, center for the New York Knicks, I would say, or point guard for the New York Knicks, either one.
Yeah, two very famous spots.
Either one.
Yeah.
Either one. And then quarterback of the New York Giants. And I would say quarterback of the Jets, but to be very frank, the level of expectation from the Jets and that position is so low. There's no pressure that comes with it, similar to the New York Football Giants. And certainly when you're replacing Eli Manning, who will be, and I know there's been conversations even from this chair over the last 2 days, will be a Hall of Fame quarterback. Everybody get ready for it if you believe he doesn't deserve it. I don't know what to tell you.
We all agreed. We just said we didn't think he'd be first ballot Hall of Fame.
But I'm just going to say, again, coming off of Eli Manning's tenure and being the guy after the guy, it's very difficult to be the guy after the guy. And Daniel Jones became that guy after the guy from Duke. And I proffer to say this. There wasn't probably a single diehard New York Giant fan that watched a single game of Duke football while Daniel Jones is quarterbacking, period.
No way.
Okay, so they're like, kid from Duke, sounds like Eli, but why are we drafting him 6th overall in a draft? Certainly there were pundits at the time saying massive mistake. One of them was on our program. Joel Klatt said it was going to set the franchise back years, and he said that the day after. Todd McShay was another one on ESPN at the time, saying that he saw Daniel as a backup quarterback. He sounded like Eli. There's a past tense involved with him now for New York. Sounds like Eli, but never played like Eli in the big game, with the exception of one time. Not saying he didn't win big regular season games, but nothing compares to playoff time when you're a Giant and you're a Giant quarterback in the NFL. And he made the playoffs that one time, and they walked into Minnesota, and he was superb. Honestly, superb. If anybody has nothing to do and they're bored, just look at his YouTube highlight of that one. Now, he did take over for Eli when Eli was, coming off of the year where he finally had his starting streak snapped when Ben McAdoo chose to put Geno Smith in as a starter. You remember all of that. And that led to just a whole big holy hell of a mess. And if you remember, Chris, do me this favor. Look up his start in Tampa. I believe it was his rookie year.
Oh, his first start?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was dynamite.
Yeah, they came back and won that.
And he had the ability on occasion for the Giants to run it and throw it and be unstoppable, like he was in that playoff game in Minnesota. When I came in this studio into this microphone in this chair and said it was like watching Colin Kaepernick dismantle the Green Bay Packers in one of the greatest stat lines you'll ever see from a quarterback in a playoff game.
Yeah, so that game against Tampa, that was week 3, 2019. 336 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had 2 touchdowns rushing.
He's unbelievable.
They won 32-31 in a huge comeback.
Rick Dalton Jiff, there it is. That's the guy they wanted to draft. But every single time you thought this kid was special and had the ability to be special and did something special, he very rarely followed it up with something as special. And it's not all on him. Different coaches, different priorities in the draft. General managers never really kind of had a shot, which is why the Giants decided to give him that shot after he gave that performance in that Minnesota game. Certainly when they couldn't sign Saquon Barkley to a long-term deal and didn't franchise tag Daniel Jones to hedge their bet and laid their big bet on him. Although not as big a bet as you're seeing placed in the baskets currently of Trevor Lawrence and Tua Tagovailoa, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Well, today's the day, on this day, the Friday of Week 12 of the 2024 season, that the Giants just released Daniel Jones. And you knew something was coming because Daniel Jones spoke yesterday to the media after being benched earlier this week, coming out with a prepared statement like he was retiring, and then answered questions from the media to which he really didn't have much of an answer. Because the bottom line is, I saw it in Munich. The missed opportunities, the lack of consistent throws, the lack of consistent play, and then the maddeningly high-quality play in a fourth quarter to deliver a comeback to force overtime. And in overtime, his rookie running back fumbles. Carolina gets the ball in perfect field position, kicks a field goal, and wins it. And that handoff to Tyrone Tracy Jr. in overtime turned out to be the last snap of Daniel Jones' Giants career, because they benched him. And part of the reason why they benched him is 100% the fact that some of the money that they intended to no longer pay him for next year would be guaranteed if he got hurt. And I'm sure there were business discussions between him, and he even said this in his press conference yesterday, between him and the coach and his agent, the front office. I'm sure if he waived his injury guarantee, they would have been like, okay, well, we'll consider keep playing you, but we're not going to play you when we don't intend to have you here next year. And that's the reality of the business. And he got sat, and then if there was any indication that it was time to go, they put him all over the place in practice. He was a scout team safety yesterday during practice. Now, you could call that disrespectful, but it's just like, you want to be part of the team. This is the way you can be part of the team and help us out. But that is definitely a bright, shining neon light saying, like those horror movies when you heard a voice from in the house saying, "Get out." And today, he asked for his release, and the Giants complied. And he's no longer with the team. John Mara put out a statement. He came to see me this morning, asked if we would release him. We mutually agreed it would be best for him and the team. He's been a great representative of our organization, first class in every way. His handling of the situation yesterday exemplifies that. We're all disappointed in how things have worked out. We hold Daniel in high regard and have great appreciation for him. We wish him nothing but the best in the future. This was him yesterday when it was mentioned that some of his teammates spoke well of him throughout this very difficult tenure of his Giants career that did appear to be coming to a close when this question was posed to him.
What does it mean to you that players like Dex, Darius, and other guys are standing up and saying, like, either we don't agree with this or we still believe Daniel would give us the best chance to win?
Yeah, I've, like I said, created a lot of great relationships here with the guys here, and definitely appreciate the support. But it's about, it's about the team and what's best for the team. And yeah, I think I know the guys will be ready to go. I know Tommy will be ready to go this week.
For him to say, I know Tommy's going to be ready to go this week, meaning DeVito, the guy who's replacing him from third string, and, fighting back tears. And it's just, it sucks, man. The NFL can be a brutal business, but it is a results-oriented business. 2-8 this year, 8 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, coming off of an injury-marred season that made these stats seem like low numbers for somebody who's signed this deal a couple of years ago. But he's 3-13 ever since he signed that big fat deal that a lot of people were wondering if he deserved or not, despite how well he performed in the playoff season before getting that contract in front of him. That's essentially it. He was born into the Giants with a lot of questions, and he leaves with the biggest question unanswered, which is, where was the consistency? Where was that guy? all of his big performances were followed up by less than performances that beg the question of where did that guy go? Why can't we get that guy more consistently? A lot of that had to do with the offensive line in front of him and a lot of the issues that Saquon was hurt when Daniel Jones could have used him. The weaponry around him wasn't as skilled as other places. Not all on him. But where did that guy go could be the question of Daniel Jones's Giants tenure. Where did that guy go? That guy being the guy who would perform with his legs and his arms and run 25 miles an hour, like have the high GPS speed of anybody in the NFL and go, where did that guy go when he started the next game? Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.